beautiful soul. Anything good today or anything you learn, beautiful lesson from today or this week. And today I just want to share about my usual routine. I woke up this morning contemplating or thinking about my gratitude. I usually have a gratitude in the morning and gratitude before I fall asleep. So yeah, I was thinking about my gratitude of everything happened in my life. Grateful for all the experience that I get to learn and grow, and especially my family, my friends, my work, my community, my countries that has been helping me, especially during my difficulty time. Yeah, so as I was thinking about gratitude and stuff like that, it led me to thinking about kindness, because I usually pray and wish every human being on our planets to be more happy and freedom from suffering. So it led me to thinking about kindness, and I was contemplating about kindness, about what was my understanding about kindness before and what is my understanding about kindness now. And I thought I'd do an episode on kindness, because I'm pretty sure some people can resonate with me the way I think before or the way I'm thinking now. So I just want to hear back from you guys. And just want to give a heads up, guys, for anyone that don't see the value of kindness or think kindness is a weakness that doesn't resonate with you, this episode is not for you. But before you click away, let me ask you a question. What if I tell you that kindness is a strength, it's a core foundations of every human, it's a necessity, that we all need kindness in our life. It's a strength to our full human potential, that we get to live life with much more joy, with much more happiness, with much more fulfillment, a life that is truly aligned between inside and outside, that lead you to live a life with truly living, truly learning, loving, leading, and liberating. Kindness is a strength and it's necessity for all of us human. I think every family needs kindness, especially kindness to ourselves, in the family, in our friend circle, in our community, in our country, in our workplace. Especially in leadership, we need more kindness leaders than ever, because they are the ones that lead by example. And this is why I really admire the former New Zealand Prime Minister, Jacinda Ardern. When she lead the country, she was make announcement that she choose to lead with kindness, love, and compassion. And yeah, I totally agree with her and think that, leaders need kindness more than anything, because leaders have the power and they need to lead by example and being a role model. So kindness is a strength and necessity in our humanity. So what is kindness? Well, kindness to me is being misunderstood as weakness, and in a simple act of actions toward others. But for me, true kindness is a bit more complexity than that. So kindness is all about self-awareness, about the ability to recognize your own imperfections and then accept it with kindness, and then transform it to a better version of yourself. Like the saying that, you can't pour from an empty cup. So you pretty much can't give what you don't have. Which means kindness, true kindness for me is all about the inner work. So you work with your imperfection, you know what is imperfection, you own up for it, you set up boundary to protect yourself, and then you fill your cup with love, and that's when you can give out love to others. True kindness is a bit more complex than just an act of kindness. And this is led me to share a story of what was my understanding of kindness before. Because growing up before, what the culture have teach me is that, everyone need to be kind, and I learned to be kind to my parents, to others before being kind to myself. And I was being told that when you are kind, you will receive a lot of love, you will receive a lot of success and happiness in life. So I believe in that story and trying really hard out into it, become a big people pleaser. I learned to be kind to others and keep saying yes to others and abandon myself. So this is where the point that I want to highlight. And I said a bit more complex than that. Because an act of kindness is great when you do something small, but if you don't set a boundary to protect yourself, it's gonna be leading to unkind to yourself and kind to others. And I'm sure a lot of people probably can resonate with me, especially people that get in a habit of people pleaser. So, and that was start. If you watch my previous episode, you will see I mentioned it in my awakening episode that, I learned to please my parents. So that's the way of me gaining love from my parents, gaining love from people at school, friends, and workplace. So it's become my habits of thinking it's okay to abandon ourselves and focus on being kind to others, because believing that being kind to others will gonna lead me to happiness. But then for a long time, why am I still feeling, as I share in my first episode, why am I still feeling empty and something's missing? And it's up to the stage where I don't understand why there was disconnected between me and my husband and my kids when I fully sacrifice myself for the family, whether with food and everything. I put myself last and prioritize them. Why do I still not receiving the love and kindness back from them without realizing that all this time that I believe that my act of kindness with abandonment myself, I actually carrying all this negative energy. Like I mentioned about the quote, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So I was giving from a negative energy because I didn't have kindness for myself. So when I don't have kindness for myself, how could I be kind for others? It's just an act of kindness. It's not good enough because I still carry this negative energy. Over time, it built resentment, between me and my husband, like why he's not appreciate. I expect something back in return. And so my kindness is not true kindness, because my kindness was expecting my husband, my kids to do something back to me. It's kindness with condition. And that's when I realized it's not true kindness. So if you watch my previous episode, especially the last one when I talk about the world of opposite, I mentioned about inside and outside, ego and soul. So soul is function focused on the inward, and true kindness is all coming from inward. So true kindness is about accepting your truth first. Allow people to know who you are first. Because for a long time, as I mentioned in my previous episode, I hide my imperfection, and I learned to keep saying yes when deep down I want to say no. As much as I enjoy helping other people because I gain the love back from them, but when it's gone over your limit, you start feeling angry and resentment, and you expect them to give you back instead of just giving it to them. So true kindness, to me, the co-founder of true kindness is you have to do the inner work. You have to come back and focus on yourself, understanding what is your limit, and being kind to yourself first. And that is start with self-awareness, self-acceptance, and self-accountability. So when you're aware what is your weakness, own up for it. That's when you accept it. Accept it in a kind way, like welcome it. And then when you accept it, that, maybe English is not I'm not good with my English. So you have kindness and compassion, saying it's normal because I was immigrant, I wasn't born in Australia, and just the fact that I accepted and I can transform it by, reading more, making friends with, speaking more English with my non-Cambodian friends just for a practice. So all these things, it lead from self-awareness to self-acceptance and self-accountability to transform, and that's how you fill your cup with love. So true kindness is someone that believes in themselves, value themselves, a growth mindset. It's something that built from within, and it's aligned. When it's built from within, it's aligned inside and outside. So when it's an act of kindness, if you were to ask me of analogy, it's like a tree, and kindness is like the root of a tree, which is the core foundations. And if you are acting of kindness without being kind to yourself first, it's the same as your root is not good, and you try to focus on the fruit, the leaf, the tree of healthy. It's not going to be healthy because your root is unhealthy. And true kindness is all about focus on a foundation of the root to make sure your root is strong. When your root is strong, you will not worry about the fruit or the leaf or the plant's gonna be healthy. It's just like true kindness is like the sun or the air that we're breathing every day. As much as we're breathing air every day, or we enjoy the sunlight from the sun's not gonna ask you to return anything back from using their service or their available resource, because that is their authentic, that is their nature. And that is the same with true kindness. When you are true kindness, you are giving from a place of not expecting anything back. I would say like the act of true kindness is that you would say hello to cleaners or CEO in the same manners, because that is your true self, that alignment. You don't show different characters between at the back or at the front, because you build from inside. So whether someone says something about someone is not in the room or it's not in the office, which you feel is not right and it's not in your value, you will still stand up and protect that person even though they're not in the room. And that is true kindness for me. It's something that aligns between inside and outside, and coming from someone that believes in themselves, that believe in their capability, they want to help others. Yeah, so true kindness is about believing in themselves, value themselves, respect themselves, being kind to the way they talk to themselves. So true kindness is like filling your cup with love. So I really want to highlight that because I learned it the hard way. I have a misunderstanding on kindness because I thought it was just an act of helping someone. But no, true kindness is actually starting from ourselves first. The root is everything. As I mentioned about the analogy of the tree, the root of everything is kindness, and it's come back to yourself. You have to work on yourself first. Because the reason why I said I highlight about coming back and being kind to yourself first, like I mentioned, for a long time I thought being kind, have to be kind to others. And when I start to want to be kind to myself, I feel guilty. I judge myself for if I want to do something without concerning about my kids first or without my husband first. I feel like I'm a bad wife, I'm a bad mother. So I was judging myself, feel guilty and shame if I want to focus on myself first, and I learned it the wrong way. So yes, what the culture has taught me is that yes, if you are kind, you're going to experience love, you're going to experience success and happiness. That is only half true. The whole truth to it is that you have to be kind to yourself first, not others first. Because if you run from an empty cup, you cannot truly give other people true kindness. How could you give other people true kindness when you don't even know what is kindness to yourself yet, or you cannot give others what you don't have yet. If you never give to yourself, that means you don't have that yet. So that's what is true kindness mean. And yes, true kindness is function from soul, and it's take longer than the other kindness is a fake kindness. When you just focus on others, which is external. Remember when I talk about ego is all about external validations, proving, control, fixing, judging. And that's what happened to me, because I was running from an empty cup, and I was giving out a kindness from something that I don't have. I actually want others to give the kindness back to me. I have expectation in return. It's become a transaction, because it wasn't a true kindness. It was a transactions, a trading from a needing place. So I actually show that act of kindness because I was fear of not enough. I was fear of maybe they not approve me if I don't act this kindness. I was having a fear of insecurity that I'm actually not good enough, not capable enough. And yeah, so that's why I said this is not true kindness, because it's coming from a place of inner lack, insecurity. And when you're coming from a place of needy, the other people doesn't feel comfortable. And this makes sense. Like, why does my kid scared of me? My husband doesn't feel comfortable of raising or sharing his problem or insecurities, because my kind of was expecting something back from him. I want him to treat me this way, that way. So it was coming from a needy place. And I learned it the hard way. It took me over 30 plus years to learn this, that true kindness have to come back to myself. I need to love myself, kind to myself, respect myself, treat myself with kindness until I fill my cup with love. And that's how I heal the relationship with myself. When I've been kind to myself, I also know how to be kind to my kids and to my husband and everyone's around me as well. So this is when you to notice the difference. A true kindness is coming from abundance, because they already work from themselves. They already have enough. They value, they respect, and they love themselves. They will focus when they really help others. They really focus on others. They don't focus on themselves, because they already having enough on themselves. Like example, like the sun and the air that we're breathing every day, that we're using every day. Their nature is just too available for others to use, because that is their nature. And that is the same with kindness, because they treat others as they treat themselves. And if they help others, they just focus on others. And this is why it reminds me of, I used to help others before, and then when they don't take my advice, when they don't listen, I get upset, and I take it personally. So when you are not coming from a true kindness, you will take things personally. That's a different ego. It leads by ego, because you were searching for external validations, and it's all about outside. And that's why you take things personal, because if you truly want to help others, whether others take your advice or not, it's all their problem. You already give out your advice. You don't take things personal. But if you are making about yourself, if you help others and you make it about yourself, you still take things personal, then I will I challenge you to reflect on that. Because to me, that is not true kindness. True kindness is all about teamwork. It's all about abundance. So, this is when I notice some couple, they compare themselves with their husband or with their wife, that I do more and they do less. And this is what it is, what I meant by not true kindness. It's when you start comparing, when you start fixing, controlling expectations. That's not true kindness. That is coming from a place of ego, and that is taking things personally and There's no teamwork there. So true kindness is all about teamwork. It's all about helping others grow. It's all about not showing your power, but making others feel power at the same time. And this is why it's effective, and I really want to share this because I apply it with my family, I apply it with my sibling, I apply it with others, with my clients. When you do the inner work, when you heal yourself, when you love yourself, the attention is no longer on you. When you are helping others, your attention is fully on others. And whether it's with your kids, you're fully present and you try to understand them, you try to help them, and you truly own up when you make mistakes. It's just your characters. You show up that, yes, I make a mistake, or I apologize. And because of this authentic alignment from inside and outside, it builds your credit, your integrity, even though you show your vulnerability, it's all about the purpose of learning and growing. So you don't take things personal anymore. So if you still take things personal, if you still need a lot of things from others by being kind, then I will ask you to challenge and reflect a little bit more. Have you been kind to yourself? Have you say yes to others and say no to yourself? And it's not kind to others when you actually say no to yourself. And I see some friends fall apart because they keep saying yes to their friends, and inside they were saying no, and they hold the resentment from their friends and saying that your friends have no common sense. Why do they keep asking people to do? Can't they know what to ask? But when you know how to be true kindness to yourself, you set boundary. You tell your friend your true authentic self, saying, sorry, I can't do this because this is all my limit. I am so busy and I could not take this, whether with your parents, with your kids, or with your friends, because you don't want to hold resentment to your friend. You don't want to hurt the relationship. You allowed your friend to know who you are. And it's not fair to be angry with your friends or hold resentment with your friend without your friend knowing who you are or your authentic self first. So just because you keep hiding, you keep say yes to them, and one day you get upset and not being friends with them, I think it's not fair for the friends that they didn't get to know who you are, because you never believed that they are a good friend from the first place. You keep thinking that they are taking advantage from you. But being authentic, it doesn't mean being true kindness. It doesn't mean you say yes to everything. True kindness when you and others are happy and joy. But if you are knowing that this limit is not going to make you happy, you would honestly open and tell them that you can't do it because of this is all your limit. So you allowed your friend to step up and show their own power. Like I used to keep saying yes to my mom every time she asked me to help my sibling. Yes, sometimes I help when I'm in a good mood, when I'm in a better place. When I help my sibling, I feel good. But when I'm coming from an empty place and I keep saying yes, I feel annoyed, and I don't want to seeing my mom in the past because she gave me this uncomfortable feeling. And it's not fair for me to hold this feeling for my mom when I never tell her that, Mom, I'm really tired, I am exhausted, I can't do this. I think it's time to let my brother and do this himself. I already helped him last time. I think he's going to be able to do it this time. And by me knowing the true kindness and say no to her and explain this to them, they totally understand. And it was my fault that I never get to explain it to them, because I never believed that my brother have ability to do it by himself, and he actually can do it by himself. And this is why when you say no to others, you actually been kind to yourself, and you also been kind to others as well. You allowed others to grow and step up and learn to tap into their power. So being true kindness to yourself, it doesn't mean that you have to say yes to others all the time. It's about showing kindness to yourself and to others at the same time. So yeah, this is it from me, guys. I just want to highlight the kindness because I truly understand kindness. It healed the relationship between myself with others better, and you actually get more respect for being authentic, for being true and vulnerability. So especially I seen true kindness from a leadership, where they lead people from true kindness. They build engagement between the team. They make the team feel heard, seen, and understand. They actually care. They don't take things personal. They look at teamwork. They don't just take the credit by themselves because they're already coming from a place of enough. So they share the credit with their team. So it's all about teamwork. And then when you're coming from ego, when you're coming from abandon yourself for others, coming from a place of insecurity, inner lack, you fear of judgment, you fear of others not approving you, you fear of not gaining love from others, approval from others. That's when you, even though you show act of kindness, but you still take things personal. You compare with others, you expect others to give it back to you, you get upset, you make everything about you instead of teamwork and helping others or helping kids or helping your team. So this is it for me. If this resonates with you, I would love to hear your story. And if you have feedback for me, I would love to hear from you as well. For me, it's all about learn and grow. At the end of the day, I am still a human being. I'm sure I make mistakes, but I look at mistake differently. Mistake is because I dare to step out of my comfort zone. So for me, it's still growing and I'm still learning. Obviously, when I'm doing something for the first time, it's very normal to make mistake. But if I don't make that first mistake, I wouldn't be embodied by my 10th practice. So it's okay for me to make mistakes. It's all about progressions over perfections. So I am welcome all the feedback. Please let me know. And if this resonates with you, I really want to hear from you. Thank you so much for your time and love you all. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the Wisdom Inside Out. Stay tuned. Please follow me on this social media platform.